Please give it up for Miss Tiffany.
Woo! Last but not least.
Yes, Tiffany.
Yes.
Woo! I'm ashamed of you, said my mom. Now, English isn't her first language, so I thought maybe I had misheard her. My sister, who was also with us, probably as shocked as I was, followed up with, but haven't you seen everything that Tiffany's achieved? I mean, didn't you see her video in the Ford Foundation? That's monkey business, said my mom. She should just get a real job. It's April 2018, about a week before my 30th birthday. My family's decided that we're going to start doing these annual family vacations, and we've been doing them for about 2 to 3 years. So this year we picked Hawaii as our location. It's me, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my mom. My 2 brothers have decided not to join us. So here we are, it's dinner in Hawaii on one of our final nights of the trip. And I will never forget how my mom's words made me feel. She made me feel like nothing. And for the rest of the time I had to interact with her, I held back tears. She really ruined that whole trip for me. All of this got me thinking about how we got to this place. My mom is a refugee from the Vietnam War, and she came to the US to build a new life for herself. And so with a full scholarship to George Washington University, settled in the Washington, D.C. area, she married my dad, and then she had 4 kids. That's where I came in. She also had this pretty impressive career as a US diplomat. But when I was 9, that story changed a little. On a ride home with my dad, who was driving, he lost control of the car and we got into a car accident. He passed away suddenly, and I sustained a slew of injuries that would leave me in the hospital for 3 weeks, in a wheelchair for 4 months, and a permanent disability. I paralyzed one of my arms. And so when I was 9, everything changed. And when I was 9, everything also changed for my mom. My mom's often said, I don't want anyone to know about our struggle. I think she had this thinking that if we shared anything that was hard about our lives, people would think that something was wrong with us or that we were cursed or it would make us look bad or something. And I can only imagine what it was like for her growing up during the war in Vietnam, because she actually never talked about it and has never brought it up. And sometimes people ask me how I just feel about the whole car accident, and it's almost like I didn't have permission to experience my feelings. And so in my family, all of the events around the car accident became our little secret. My mom was a single parent, but no one knew. We never talked about the car accident. We told everyone my dad was away on a trip, and I wore long sleeves all the time, all year round. And if you have spent summers in DC, they are so hot and humid and sticky, and I still wore long sleeves. And when I did get to spend time with my mom, they were with this alphabet soup of appointments with medical professionals, acupuncturists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, surgeons, doctors, whatever she could get her hands on to try and fix my paralyzed arm. Spoiler alert, my arm is still paralyzed. And so I thought, and in her eyes, I was broken. And so I thought that I could overcome this brokenness through my achievements. And in my family, success was defined by our achievements. So achieve I did. Largest number of community service hours in my high school graduating class, me. Graduated from Georgetown University with honors, me. Top of my class at Goldman Sachs in investment banking, me. And at 26, sitting in on board meetings with P. Diddy, me. Okay, my mom doesn't know who P. Diddy is, but it never felt like it was enough. So about 5 years ago, I decided to transition full-time into my disability advocacy work. I started sharing the story of the car accident publicly. I started honoring my dad's memory, and I stopped wearing long sleeves in the summer. I refuse to let this part of my story be a secret anymore. I remember it was my dream to give a TED Talk, and I got invited to it in my hometown. And so I told my mom, and the first thing she said to me was, "Are you getting paid for that?" It never seemed like it was enough. And even today, I'm more financially successful than I have been in my entire career, even in my investment banking days. And it never feels like it's enough. Last summer, I went back home to celebrate my niece's first birthday. And my mom told me that she felt like she had failed as a mom because all of her friends were bragging about their kids, and she felt like she couldn't do the same. In the past, her words would have hurt me the same way they would have in Hawaii. But instead, I took a deep breath. I made space for her words in that conversation, and then I let them drop to the ground. We haven't taken a family vacation since that 2018 trip in Hawaii. And even though my mom's opinions haven't really changed, I feel like I have. Because even though it never seemed like it was enough for her, it's enough for me. Thank you.
Woo!